News at 10, an oil and gas company with ties to the basin cuts its budget. Is this an isolated problem or a sign of what's to come? We have details. Water bills spiked after the city started using digital meters. Our investigation takes a look at how the devices work and asks the question, are they working properly? And more skimming devices popping up in the West Texas area. So how can you spot them and what can you look for? We have some important information that can save you a whole lot of trouble. CBS 7 News at 10 starts right now. It's a story we've been working on for you all day long. CBS 7 has learned that oil and gas company Pioneer Natural Resources will cut its budget and half of its drilling this year. That means fewer rigs in the Permian Basin, but a spokesperson for the company says there's no need to push the panic button quite yet. CBS 7's Deanne Lopez joins us now live in the newsroom to explain what this means. Deanne?
Tatum, the bad news is by the middle of this year, 4 of the 16 rigs near Big Lake will be shut down. The good news is that the billion-dollar company says that no one will be losing their jobs. If you were born and raised in West Texas, odds are these numbers probably make you sick to your stomach. The oil and gas industry can be best described as one big and bumpy roller coaster ride, and it looks like it's Pioneer Natural Resources' turn to go down the drop.
It's getting worse and worse.
Well, I'm expecting it.
Lanny Pulick has called Big Lake his home for the past 35 years. The retired father has children working in the oil fields, so when he heard of Pioneer's plans to go from having 24 rigs operating to just 12, he wasn't surprised.
If a 30-cent oil the price is, they're going to have to make budget cuts to stay in business.
Which is exactly what Pioneer is doing. Between their $623 million net loss last quarter and the slowdown in drilling, the company is having to lower their budget from $2.2 billion to $2 billion. But the company says the change will have very little effect on Big Lake. That's because the 12 rigs will remain right here in the Permian Basin. In a statement, Pioneer Chairman and CEO Scott Sheffield writes, "The performance from our Sprayberry Wolfcamp horizontal drilling program continues to be outstanding. We have the financial flexibility to prudently manage through the current commodity price downturn or quickly ramp up drilling activity when prices improve." The Sprayberry Wolfcamp site near Big Lake has actually increased its production rate. It went up from 48% in 2014 to 52% in 2015. And get this, the site is expected to continue growing in production this year. Again, a spokesman for Pioneer says that no one will be losing their jobs. He did say that some of them will be relocated, and they're also pulling all 6 of the rigs out from South Texas. Reporting live in the newsroom, Deanne Lopez, CBS 7 News.
Deanne, thank you. Meanwhile, Energy Transfer will begin constructing a pipeline in a few weeks. Construction for the mainline segment is scheduled to begin in early March. Lisa Dillinger tells us that construction will take place in multiple phases. At least one train load of pipe has already arrived last week at a yard just northeast of Alpine. It was sunny and warm today. Looks like it will be really beautiful for our Valentine's weekend. Weather Authority Craig Stewart joins us now from the Weather Center with a look at what we can expect overnight and into our Friday morning. Hi, Craig.
Hi, Tatum. Tell you what, yeah, it's really nice outside even right now. Even though we're in winter, it has not felt like it. In fact, here are the current conditions. 47 for Midland. Odessa, Big Spring right around 50 degrees, Andrews at 40. And for the most part, you've got northerly winds and they're going to be coming light and variable. So overnight, 12 o'clock, we'll see it drop down to about 47, 48, call it the upper 40s with a light and variable wind at 3 into the morning hours. Clear, little bit chilly, 43 degrees, and then by 6 a.m. we'll see it into the upper 30s, light and variable winds, and your sunrise at 7:36 in the morning hours. One thing I want to show you, drought monitor map, because abnormally dry is starting to come back around the area, definitely in the Big Bend area, the lower Trans-Pecos and parts of central Texas. And there is no rain in sight. But if you're a fan of really spring-like sunny conditions, we'll tell you all about that coming up in a bit, Tatum.
Craig, thanks very much. There have been 3 incidents involving card skimmers at 2 different ATMs and 1 gas station in both Midland and Odessa. Tonight, take a look at these photos. This is the man who investigators believe placed a skimming device on one of the machines at First Convenience Bank ATM, which is inside the Walmart on JBS Parkway. My partner Jay Hendricks joins us now live at an ATM machine to show you what you should be watching out for. Jay, what can you tell us about ATMs and how skimmers are targeting those machines?
Tatum, ATMs and gas pumps are said to be the favorite of the bad guys because they can get a skimmer on and off very quickly, and we all use them. And a lot of times we're not really paying attention. Most times we show up to a gas or to an ATM like this one, we slide our card in, we put our information in, we get our cash and we leave, and we don't pay much attention to it. The experts say you need to watch for it and specifically focus in this area. This is where you would slide your card in. You need to check, see if that's loose. Also, sometimes there may be wires sticking out, and also look for a little small camera that may be placed over the keypad to see you putting your code in. Those are keys that there is a skimmer there. Here are some other tips for you according to netsecurity.com. You want to make sure that most skimming devices are designed to temporarily be placed on those ATMs and all, and they can move them quickly. But also you want to think about the scanning device. If it doesn't match that particular ATM or that gas pump, then there might be a skimmer there. Also, if you're at the gas pumps, check for other machines. See if there's any difference. Above all, use your instincts, say the experts. Also, when at the gas pumps, don't use your credit card as a debit card. Instead, use it as a credit card. That way less information gets out. And finally, watch your credit card or your bank statement for any fraudulent charges. With 3 instances of card skimmers being found in Midland and Odessa over the last few days, Midland and Odessa police say now is the time to be vigilant. Reporting live, I'm Jay Hendricks. Tatum, back to you.
Jay, thanks very much. What began as a CBS 7 on-your-side investigation into rising water costs continues. For the first time, we put the city of Odessa's new smart water meters to the test. What we found might surprise you. We learned that for many years, your meter may have been messing up in your favor. CBS 7's Matt Rist takes us inside the investigation.
You may have had lower water bills, but those days are over now that the city's changing to smart water meters, which read every drop of water you use. It's a change the city says is inevitable. Tonight, we're looking more closely at that change. It's an idea as simple as washing your hands or watering your yard. We pay the city for the water we use.
My husband thought it was because he had been watering the yard, and I told him it had to be maybe a leak.
Kimberly French lives in Odessa. She came to us late last year when her water bill jumped more than $100 a month.
I think the city needs to do something about that. There's no reason for the water bill to go up $100.
But what if there was a reason? This water meter, which likely hasn't been replaced in years.
As meters age, if they err, they're usually going to err on the side of the customer.
Meet City Manager Richard Morton. What he's explaining is how water meters work. A mechanism inside the meter turns when water runs through it. But as meters age, that mechanism wears down, in turn measuring less water, resulting in significantly lower water bills.
They may be using 100 gallons, 1,000 gallons, whatever it is, and the older meter, when it airs on their behalf, so they may only be being billed for 900 gallons or 90 gallons.
Enter smart meters, technically called AMIs. The meters nearly eliminate meter readers by sending your water usage using infrared technology to various reading stations across the city.
Mechanical portion of it is basically the same. It's going to measure the water. The only thing that it's electronic is the message that it's sending back to City Hall when we read it.
Gopi knows what he's talking about. The Director of Billing and Collection for the city has seen changing water bills firsthand.
If I could share anything with everyone is that I would put a sound of money going down the drain. Because if you're washing your hands and you leave the water on, that's money down the drain. If you leave the water on while you're brushing your teeth, that's money down the drain.
Money down the drain is what has homeowners like Kimberly French concerned about the new meters, an ambitious $9.7 million project by the city of Odessa.
I think that's just absolutely ridiculous. That's too much to pay for water.
We wanted to take a closer look at the city's project, so we sent a public information request. It literally yielded thousands of emails, and after combing through each one, we didn't find much for a project of this size that was out of the ordinary. Is the city generating more revenue as a result of the new meters?
No, and you can see that when you get those numbers.
The city said it received dozens of complaints from customers about rising bills when the project began. Many of those complaints turned out to be customers with leaks.
There's been a few, and they've been vocal, and they should be.
The city has a simple test to prove out how accurate its meters are. A test it's turned on for many residents who complained. It's one we put to the test firsthand.
If the meter comes into question, we have a nifty device, a meter tester, which allows us to test the meter out in the field.
In our field test, we used this brand new smart meter. Unlike the old meters, which did not catch every drop, the new smart meter was 100% accurate. Now, I don't think you have to turn off your water. The city says there are some things they can do to help. First of all, they'll come out and test your home to make sure your meter is measuring accurately and that there are not any leaks. Second of all, the city of Odessa plans to roll out in the coming months an online system where you can log in and see your usage real time. Tonight, I'm on your side, Matt Rist, CBS 7 News.
Matt, thank you very much. The Education Foundation met with the executive director of Educate Texas earlier today. That organization is an innovative alliance of public and private groups that aim to strengthen the public education system in Texas. Their goal is to prepare every Texas student for success in school, the workforce, and in life. According to officials, ECISD, Odessa College, and UT Permian Basin are all interested in forming an alliance with Texas education.
We see that there is a commitment and a dedication, especially from the Education Foundation here in Ector County, to really promote outcomes for students.
The meeting helped members of the foundation better understand how the program would benefit students in Ector County. For the first time in 20 years, one New Mexico town has a shooting death. The victim was identified as 30-year-old Casey Poole from Hobbs. According to the Eunice Police Department, officers received a call about 9:15 that a woman had been shot. When they arrived, the victim was already dead. The chief of police tells us that investigation continues. Here's a look at other local news making headlines. The wildfire burning in the Big Bend National Park is officially 100% contained. Park rangers estimate nearly 1,800 acres burned. The good news is no structures were damaged and no one was injured. The first fire ignited on February the 1st when wind caused a power line to fall near Panther Junction. And to prevent another wildfire, Presidio County commissioners have reinstated a burn ban for 90 days. That ban prohibits burning outside of any enclosure, also prohibits driving or parking in tall or dead grass, smoking without an ashtray, lighting a campfire, and also the sale of fireworks. Farmers who need to burn their fields must notify the Presidio fire chief or his second in command by telephone or email if they want to burn near their property. While other local communities have decided to ban guns inside their meetings, the Andrews City Council is bucking that trend. City leaders voted to allow the open carry law inside their council chambers. Council says they have no authority to prohibit a licensed gun holder from carrying in areas that are otherwise open to the public. We have new information tonight about a Gardendale woman charged with injury to a child in connection with the death of her one-day-old baby boy last April. CBS 7 has learned that Jessica Vasquez, who remains in jail tonight, is pregnant again. According to court documents, she admitted to smoking marijuana throughout her pregnancy and then testing positive for amphetamines. And in another new detail tonight, CBS 7 discovered that last August, a woman living at that same home home named Courtney Vasquez was arrested for child endangerment. At that time, a test revealed that Courtney's 4-month-old son tested positive for amphetamine and marijuana. We have filed an official request with Child Protective Services to look closer at another incident at this home. We're searching for more information about the history of home visits for this woman. We're setting up for a great Valentine's Day weekend. When we come back, we'll tell you just how sweet the weather will be. Let's take a live look outside right now over the city of Alpine. Not sure what that is in the view of the camera, but you can tell a little bit of wind out there tonight. Craig Stewart is up next with your full 7-day forecast. You're watching CBS 7 News, your eye on West Texas.
And it is turning out to be pretty nice. Clear skies tonight. We're taking a look over Pecos and not a whole lot going on. In fact, we'll show you the current conditions around Pecos. Right now is at 47, Fort Stockton 51, 47 Odessa Midland, 48 for Big Spring. Hobbs at about 41 degrees. You have 37 to 41 for Marfa and Alpine. Presidio 60 degrees. Now, believe it or not, we had a weak front move through the area, and that's why you saw the winds out of the north to northeast to northwest. That'll shift off toward the east, and with us, it's not going to do a whole lot. It might put our temperatures, early morning lows near normal. Otherwise, right now, you get toward Odessa, it's 50, 48 Andrews, 50 Wink, and really around Crane, Rankin, Big Lake, Garden City, everybody sitting right around 50, 51 degrees. So here's what we have for your Friday. Sunny skies around the area. Early morning lows. We're going to start out right around 38, 37 Odessa Midland, Big Spring 39, Andrews at about 36. And you can see the highs. Crane 73, Garden City 72. So really throughout the Permian Basin, the lower 70s. Trans-Pecos, the lower to mid to upper 30s. Daytime highs all across Trans-Pecos. 75 Monahans. Pecos will see it right around 75. Hobbs, Eunice, Jowl, mid to upper 30s. Daytime highs near 70, the lower 70s. Guadalupe Mountain National Park, 65 degrees. So the mountainous areas, Marfa 24, Alpine 35, Fort Davis 30, Van Horn 34, 74 in the afternoon. Van Horn, mountainous areas near 70, the lower 70s. Lajitas, Presidio, upper 30s. Chizos Basin 44, Panther Junction 47, daytime highs in the mountainous areas. Really, it'll be the lower to upper 70s. So yeah, it is going to be nice and warm for your Friday, and this is going to be sticking around for a little while. So just be prepared, and there's those lows again. So as you can see, for the most part, it's going to be near seasonal, if not slightly above seasonal. And your 7-day forecast, tomorrow 72, sunny skies on Saturday, a bit of a weak front rolling through the area. So upper 60s, near 70 on Saturday. Valentine's Day, Sunday, 75 degrees. Another weak front coming on Monday. President's Day, you're off 70 degrees. But look at this, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, mid to upper 70s. Early morning lows are going to be anywhere from the lower to upper 40s. It is unseasonably warm, and it seems like some of the trees around the area is starting to get a little buds on them and thinking, here comes spring, and with these temperatures, why not?
Yeah, no, not yet.
Okay. No, it's still winter, and we still got a ways to go, yes.
Okay, so you told me immediately after I said, what the heck was that on the camera? And my friend Brad also told me from Alpine, a bird.
It was a bird.
Yeah, so maybe an owl. He says an owl or a hawk.
You know, the tails look like that.
Okay, so there we go. The mystery solved.
Finally.
Greg, thank you very much. And Odessa family, or when we come back on CBS 7 News at 10, do you know how easy it is for your teenager to get his hands on a knife? You might be surprised. We'll tell you about the legal regulations on purchasing knives and blades. You're watching CBS 7 News, your eye on West Texas. School in his backpack. The incident raised eyebrows and lots of questions. We found out that in this state, there isn't a law against a minor buying a knife, although some businesses have their own policies. Parents we talked to say they are eager to teach their child to say about the safety behind caring for a knife in order to protect them and prevent anyone from getting hurt. As the city of Odessa continues to grow, city leaders have developed a comprehensive master plan for future development in the town. A draft of that plan was presented today during a community meeting at Woodson Park. The plan is available for viewing at City Hall. A copy can also be downloaded at the City of Odessa's website. 3 more meetings are scheduled for you to view and review the plan and also provide some feedback about those plans. The city encourages you to review them and be part of the future of Odessa. Marshall Hughes is up next with sports. We're talking
basketball teams from the regional tournament in March. Midland College coming in tonight in need of a win over Western Texas. She's got her game face on tonight. The Shaps getting off to a 27-6 run in the first half. Deshaun Francis been leading the way for Midland. Back again tonight with his take for 2. That's a strong finish, but nowhere close to the strength as to what's coming up. Francis breaking out the wings tonight. The steal. He gets that crazy look in his eye, and we're shutting the Shap Center down. What a jam from this kid. Western's got to take a timeout. That's going to get the student section feeling some type of way. Francis would finish with a team-high 16 points. He's going to add an assist to Ja'Kai Simmons. Midland wins big, 78-55. The Shaps improving to 20-6 this season, 8-4 in conference play. The Lady Shaps ranked 9th in the country with a 22-3 record. Western Texas has won just 2 games in conference, but we're tied at 39 apiece in the end of the third quarter. Western pulling away in the fourth. Midland needs these shots to fall. They're going to get a big 3 from Caleb Bretherton. That's in the corner. The Australian native would cut Western's lead to 5 with 1:30 left to play. Sierra Dixon hoping to knock down another triple, but the luck would run out. Western turns it into a fast break layup. They're going to put the game out of reach as Western Texas, the big upset, 60-51 of the 9th-ranked Lady Shaps visiting Frank Phillips on Monday. A tough night for UT Permian Basin hoops. The Falcons fall to Texas A&M International by 13. The Lady Falcons on the losing end as well, shooting just 27% from beyond the arc. Odessa College softball ranked 10th in the nation. A big day against Vernon, totaling 32 runs in 2 games. And number 15 Midland getting a pair of wins today as well. 8-1, and then 14-6 over Trinidad State. The Lady Shaps now 9-2. Odessa head football coach Danny Cervantz took over the position less than a month ago. We are learning today that he's going to be teaming up with a former assistant coach of his. Matt Anastasio has accepted a position as the Broncos defensive coordinator and assistant head coach. Anastasio was the finalist for the Odessa head coaching job as well. He comes to Odessa after 5 seasons in charge at Gregory Portland. That's outside Corpus Christi. Cervantz and Anastasio both served as assistants under Darren Allman at Permian, and Anastasio there from 2005 to 2007, and now the two are back on the same sideline.
Matt and I, we go way back, and we both coached linebackers there at Permian, and had a great relationship, and we've kept in touch over the years and kind of bounced defensive philosophies off of each other over the years. So, yeah, it's going to be great, coming back together.
Now, before Gregory Portland, Anastasio went with Darren Allman to Austin Westlake. The two reached a state championship game there in 2009. Cervantz telling me today Anastasio's success was easy to see.
That was my job, to try and go out and get high qualified, assistant coaches, and he was at the top of my list. Like I said, just can't find a better man, and then on top of that, a great coach and a great friend.
Carousel just beginning in Midland. Midland lead coach James Morton recently taken a job with Eastland after 7 seasons. MISD Executive Director of Athletics Randy Rowe telling me today that he met with Midland lead boosters tonight. He expects to begin searching for the Rebels' next head football coach on Monday. We're going to be back after this. Stay with us.
Yeah, the 7-day planner, what we're going to be seeing, hey, you're going to love these temperatures. 72 tomorrow, near 70 on Saturday, Valentine's Day 75, and Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, the mid to upper 70s.
I'm loving it.
It's nice.
Greg, thanks. Stephen Colbert is next. We'll see you tomorrow.